Welcome back to Touchdown Hub HQ, your go-to zone for everything NFL, from legendary comebacks to game-changing trades. And today, we've got a story that could reshape the quarterback market and shake up the entire 2025 season. Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest to ever play the game, has stepped into the spotlight again. But not to announce a comeback, a retirement, or even a new deal. Instead, he's leaving the entire football world on edge with just one statement. I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. Yeah, you heard that right. As the NFL world gets ready for the 2025 draft, one of its biggest names is keeping his cards close to the chest. And with Rodgers, it's never just a simple headline, it's a whole saga. In a rare appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, Rodgers peeled back the curtain on where his head is at right now. Spoiler alert, he's not quite sure himself. But here's the thing, Rodgers being undecided doesn't mean he's out. It means every team looking for a veteran spark has suddenly hit the pause button. Let's rewind for a second. It's April 2025, and Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown a pass in a game since tearing his Achilles early in the 2023 season with the New York Jets. After rehabbing, keeping a low profile, and staying mostly silent through free agency, Rodgers has finally spoken. And while he didn't drop a bombshell retirement speech or hold up a new jersey at a press conference, what he said revealed plenty, if you read between the lines. He opened up about the things that are truly taking up his time right now, and it's not football. According to Rodgers, personal matters are taking priority. He's in what he called a serious relationship. And more importantly, a few people in his inner circle are going through some tough times. Rodgers said, I have a couple people in my inner circle who are battling some difficult stuff. So I have a lot of things that are taking my attention and have since the beginning of January away from football. And honestly, who could argue with that? Whether you're a first-year rookie or a 20-year veteran, committing to a team takes more than just signing a contract. It takes full focus. Right now, Rodgers is simply not in that headspace. But he's not saying no either. That's what makes this story so unpredictable. So what are the actual possibilities on the table? Well, one team keeps coming up over and over again, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over the past month, Rodgers has been quietly linked with the Steelers behind the scenes. He even met with them in person on March 21st. A week later, he was spotted throwing passes to DK Metcalf, who, in case you forgot, is now a Steeler. That's right, Pittsburgh made a surprise move and brought in Metcalf, and Rodgers didn't miss the opportunity to link up. Speaking about DK, Rodgers said, "What a great dude, he loves football." What a specimen this guy is. That's high praise coming from someone who's played with Davante Adams, Jordy Nelson, and a long list of elite receivers. Rodgers didn't confirm anything, but the chemistry is clearly there. And let's not ignore the Steelers' quarterback situation. Right now, they've got Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson on the depth chart. Respect to those guys, but let's be real. That's not exactly a championship-caliber QB room. The Steelers know it, the fans know it, and Rodgers definitely knows it. The clock is ticking toward the draft, and the front office has a decision to make. Go all in on a rookie, or hold out hope for a Rodgers Hail Mary. The good news for Pittsburgh is that Rodgers isn't putting pressure on the team, or himself. He made it clear there's no hard deadline. This entire time, I haven't felt like I owed anybody some sort of decision at any point, he said. This is my life. I said things are different now. My personal life is different. But let's not get it twisted. Rodgers still has options. A few other teams have entered the conversation quietly, including the New York Giants and even the Minnesota Vikings. And here's the kicker. It's not about money. Rodgers straight up said he'd play for $10 million a year, far below the going rate for a top-tier quarterback. I told every single one of the teams that I was talking to that it ain't about the money, he said. I never once said I need a multi-year deal, or $30 or $40 million. That's actual beat. I said, I'll play for 10. That changes everything. Imagine being a contender with cap issues, knowing you could potentially land Aaron Rodgers for less than what you're paying a second-tier edge rusher. That's game-changing. Rodgers also addressed some of the recent noise that he's been stringing teams along or hiding things behind the scenes. He completely shut that down. According to him, he was upfront with every team he met with. From the beginning of March, he made it clear. I told them, the stuff that I'm dealing with off the field in my inner circle has to take my attention right now. And now, perhaps the most talked about part of this entire story, the way things ended with the New York Jets. Let's just say, it wasn't pretty. Rodgers painted a picture of dysfunction, miscommunication, and a lack of respect. He flew across the country to meet with new head coach Aaron Glenn and GM Darren Mookie. But instead of a productive sit-down, he was basically told they were moving on within minutes. Rodgers described it like this. I was kind of shocked. Not shocked because I didn't think that was a possibility. Listen, of course, if they want to move on, that's fine. But shocked because I just flew across the country and you could have told me this on the phone. So scratch the Jets off the list. That chapter is closed. But what remains open is Rodgers' future. He may be leaning toward retirement. He may be focused on healing the people closest to him, but the football fire inside him, it's still there. You don't meet with teams, throw with DK Metcalf, and talk openly on national platforms if you're 100% checked out. Rodgers ended his McAfee appearance with a quote that perfectly sums up where he's at right now. I am trying to be open to everything and not being attached to anything. So here's the big question, and one that may not be answered until after the draft. Will Aaron Rodgers play in the 2025 season? Will he suit up in black and gold for the Steelers? Or is this truly the end of one of the most compelling quarterback careers in NFL history? Only time will tell. But if there's one thing we've learned over the years, it's that when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, expect the unexpected. Thanks for watching Touchdown Hub HQ. If you enjoyed this update and want more deep dives into the NFL's biggest stories, rumors, and draft drama, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Let us know in the comments where you think Rodgers will end up, or if he's played his final snap. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and stay in the zone. Right here on Touchdown Hub HQ.